Yeah.
Because if I download, then they'll see the thing
The
at the
link,
top.
right?
Then I have to do it like that, otherwise.
And we learned that. I guess these Hangouts have taught people that. Or
Yeah, just a
people
quick
can
little
jump
boom
in.
boom.
It was crazy when watching Flat Earth Hangouts. You'd see people try and snipe in and join the conversation.
Not a single person has commented. I hate every one of you. No, I'm just kidding. There's only 3. But it'll see everyone jumps in all of a sudden. Oh, I gotta read the algorithms. I want to see what the bots say. But so I'm gonna go to my Discord group, and I have a bunch of robots sniffing out algorithms from NASA and physics.org, and but it says .org. It doesn't say .gov. You stupid idiot.
Yeah, that's a smart way to do it. Let the algorithms just collect as many sites as they can. It saves you the trouble.
Loyal Elliot Hall is joining us here. We got Dan W in the chat room, the only one brave enough to speak.
Yeah, it's good to be with you, Dan. Yeah, and Dan in the chat room, so that's 2 Dans.
So, sing that one song. I'm just going to go straight into it here. It's got 5 people watching. Beautiful. Praise Bob. What were we just talking about? Something really interesting.
Robert Anton Wilson?
Yeah, yeah, but what were we talking about here? Oh, the Jeff Bezos thing.
Oh, yeah. Bezos has a grand plan for everyone.
Oh, look at all this beautiful news they've been collecting. I haven't even freaking checked it. Oh, these beautiful bots. Thank you, AI intelligence.
Man, it's just it's flooded. It's amazing how you think NASA or like space adventure news would just be every now and then, but it's every day.
Every fucking, it's crazy. They pick and choose, which I think that's what they're like. Which ones will they react to? So let's see here. I mean, how far? I mean, this is April 18th. All right. So where did I get to before? Do you? Nah. This is freaking. I'll go to like the beginning of. Wait. So where? No. All right. So I'll start from right around here then, because I think this is where I left off. Tiny. I'm gonna take a rip here real quick. So here we got only 6 people. This is going to be great. Thirst for Truth says political cartoons for Donald Trump. Yo, what you got to do? Political cartoons for Donald Trump is go live on your channel, on your YouTube channel, and show your cartoon process of you drawing the cartoons and commentating, and you will get tons of subscribers and viewers.
Yeah, that'd be fun to watch.
I don't know why she doesn't do that. Sean Becker, I can't chat in most flat earth chat rooms. What? Well, that's because you're probably an asshole there. You can chat here if you're, I mean, you can be an asshole, but you're going to get, assholed back. So let's hear, Madam Medusa, what's up? Sean Becker, I get a community guideline strike for every single video that I share. No, you don't. I want bot news. Yeah. I got some good bot news for you. I am banned from live streaming. Oh, okay. Man, you stink at all that shit. You always get banned. What amazes me is I see all these fucking idiots getting banned on the internet, on Twitter.
Have you ever been banned?
Oh, I've been banned so many times. So many times.
Okay, yeah, it figures.
Oh my god, it increases actually. The length of the ban increases every time. At first, it starts off a day. Actually, they give you like a warning, and then it's like a day, then it's like 3 days, then it's a week, then I think it goes straight to 3 months or 6 months. So it's 6 months. It's 3 months, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it gets longer.
And then it's 6 months. So I'm at the. Last time I checked, I was at the 3 to 6 month level. Every time I get banned, I'm banned for 3 to 6 months off of my shit. But the thing is that I've been banned so many times that I know how to avoid not getting banned now. I know what language to use, how to avoid it. And so now I'm just like easily Charlie Chaplin, like him in the gears. You know how he's just going in between the gears and
Oh,
from
yeah.
one gear. I'm just I know how to go from not get banned anymore. They can't get me, but they can't ban me anymore.
Right. Yeah.
I know how to avoid it.
How to trick the algorithms from catching you.
I got fucking robots collecting all their best news, and I'm making a comedy out of it. It's a fucking joke. It's a joke. All the comedy, the best comedy network is NASA by far. Although Elon Musk and SpaceX is a close second.
Yeah, those women astronauts with their just hairsprayed hair just look like clowns.
I was wrong about an earlier prediction I had about 5 years ago. I said that women will never be astronauts, and I was wrong because of course they're gonna be portrayed as. Oh, look, now the longest person that's ever been in space is a woman. She's been in the air for 666 days, and she needs a change of diapers. So let's see here. Bro Sanchez live right now. Of course he goes live now. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Bro Sanchez. Hey, Bro Sanchez, can you unblock me off your main channel? I'll go check you. I stopped watching you a long time ago because once I get banned on people's channels, I'm like, all right, well, bye bye. I don't need to go over there anymore. Yeah. So let's see here. I'm going to read off this news. So, tiny fragment of a comet found inside a meteorite. What? I don't even. New evidence says. Let's just get about 5 here.
Okay.
New evidence suggests volcanoes caused biggest mass extinction ever. Okay, volcanoes now instead of comets. So it was a combination of the volcanoes and the comets. Interesting. This was recent now. So now they found another Earth-sized planet. And this is a nearby system hosts the first Earth-sized planet discovered by NASA's transiting exoplanet survey satellite, as well as a warm sub-Neptune-sized world. Oh my God, what a joke! This milestone sets the path for finding smaller planets. Exoplanets is the new thing that we like to do around even smaller stars. And these planets may, they're all it's going to say these planets may potentially be surrounded by more exoplanets and even more. Shut the fuck up. I don't even need to read it. Let's see here. High-speed electron camera films molecular movie in HD. It actually sounds really interesting. Science Daily. That actually sounds really interesting. That's going to be something I'm going to need to look into, actually. With an extremely fast electron camera, researchers have made the first high-definition movie of ring-shaped molecules. Uh-oh! All these flat earthers are talking about atom theory and molecular theory, and it's so interesting how it's the first ever high-definition. So So this was the first. We found a first ever new Earth. No, that's not true. You found a million other Earth-sized planets before, and similar Earth planets before. That's fucking bullshit. I've heard it a million times since 2010. Fucking liars. And now they have a first ever high-speed electron camera films molecular because it's not real molecular structure. It's a fucking CGI film that you're fucking creating. God, I hate these pseudoscientific assholes. That's the imagination. You have a really good imagination and beautiful cameras and equipment that you're using.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Good software.
Sorry, I got worked out. Go ahead.
No, they have good software. They're really innovating on their artist software.
Listen, I've worked with these devices in a computer room that tell me that there's computer devices on the moon. They left them there, and
I talked to someone who was working on imaging for brain scans, and he said they took their software directly from gaming system manufacturers. So the game systems, Xbox and whatnot, are the ones that have given the technology to these scientists to use.
Xbox and
They're the ones that came up with the video cards so that these
yeah.
scientists could actually use the stuff.
Oh, exactly. That's why to me I get so worked up. I'm like, dude, I've been playing fucking Ataris and Nintendos and Vectrixes from 1981. That was my youth from before I was 5. And then I graduated to Sega and Super Nintendo and PS1. I'm like, and then PS1 came out with something called Final Fantasy VII. I was playing Final Fantasy when it was called Final Fantasy. That was supposed to be the Final Fantasy. But there's like 15 Final Fantasies now. And I played nearly all of them. And they all talk about physics and black matter, dark matter, dark energy, and all these.
Yeah, Mass Effect. Remember Mass Effect?
Yeah. Was that a computer game or?
I think that maybe both. I don't know.
Yeah, but these things they're always taught. They incorporate comic books, incorporate modern physics into them. It's what is it? I mean, they incorporate time travel and space time, Einsteinian, Newtonian physics into their movie scripts, and like so like I was saying earlier, I've been in the 2D world my whole life with the comics and with Mario, Paperman, little paper world, 2D, boop boop boop, and going from one side of the screen to the other, and then when they created CGI, suddenly I went from 2D, then I'm playing a game, and all of a sudden there's a little movie. My character went from 2D to 3D on the screen, and now I get to see movie. And so, like you're saying, they've taken this to such a next level where they've taken the video game CGI technology and now they're incorporating making movies, and they're basing it on real science. They're saying, that's what we just saw.
We'll show you how your brain is. We'll show you how your molecules are with our CGI video cards.
Unbelievable. Look at it's all a perfect. Now this sacred geometry thing. Now I'm starting to fucking really doubt this shit. Oh, the Fibonacci sequence. Oh, it's the golden mean. Look, a sunflower seed means that everything is perfect. Look at the sunflower. It's perfect. Okay, look at the pine cone. Okay, cool. Look at my fingertip. My fingertip pattern. Spiral. Cool. Now the spiral galaxy is this. That's because my spirals on my finger prove the spiral galaxy that we're in. Okay. Now it's really kind of stretching it. I mean, that's shit that I used to say.
It's like undergraduate level speculation. It's like, yeah, okay, you can try and come up with new ideas that way, but eventually you do have to test reality.
All right, cool. There's over 10 people. So yeah, not important. Best in snow. New scientific evidence creates electricity from snowfall. That's interesting. Asteroids help scientists to discover the diameters of faraway stars. No, they don't. Shut up. So let's see here. No. Actually, that's kind of interesting if you're interested in French lifestyle. Yeah, see, a bunch of these give me a bunch of news that I don't really need. But still, megalith tombs were family graves in European Stone Age. I highly doubt that.
Yeah, archaeology is suspect.
Oh my God, that's what that's my background. Somebody asked me the other day, "Are you? Yeah, you are on the DMT world." Yeah. I gotta do a whole entire live stream on my one comment.
Thanks for sharing that, by the way. I like that little community.
Yeah. It's definitely growing too. It's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be like it's gonna turn into a new maps thing here. I guarantee it. So let's see here. A biosynthetic dual core cell computer. Well, that sounds fucking cool. Ooh, wait.
Into human cells.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm like. Uh-oh. Powerful biocomputers. Okay, now what they're going to do here within the next 5 years, they're going to give us an option to be implanted with the Google implant in our brains. That's going to give us neo access to all the knowledge on Google. So we're basically going to say, hey, you want to get microchipped? And you turn and remember that movie Matrix when you go, hey, whoa, I know kung fu. Well, you're gonna suddenly they're gonna give you a brain chip option, but they'll probably be polite about it. They won't be so discreet. Well, they'll go, we'll implant this chip into your brain, but they're gonna implant it in your wrist or your hand.
Yeah, did you see the movie Upgrade? It came out recently. It was a chip.
Yes, amazing movie. Amazing movie. And
man, they would love. They're fantasizing about that level of power.
Yep, and so you'll be able to access all of Google in terms of knowledge, and it'll be linked to your brain. And if you're lucky and if you're smart, they'll be like, all you gotta do, we'll give you half off if you get the eye chip, and it'll enhance your vision by 3 times. And so if you get the chip in your hand, link it up to your eye, you get the super upgrade, and you'll be a avatar level biocomputer synthetic metahuman. And that's all you gotta do, and it's gonna be amazing. But let's see here. Astronomers discover third planet in Kepler. Yeah, it's the third planet. Cool. Circumbinary system.
That's a weird word.
Fuck that. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is. Let's see here. Bacteria harness viruses. What to distinguish? Oh, okay. That's pretty interesting. Huh. Bacteria are doing their own little experiments here.
Bacteria are the real force of nature. You have to contend with that. You can't just ignore how bacteria make us digest everything.
Yeah, that's a whole subject there. That's basically human are bacteria. It's just human bacteria. That's what it is. I mean, we're made of bacteria. So we're just a walking tube, as Alan Watts would say. We're tube people.
Right, and you're supposedly you're more healthy the more kinds of bacteria you have in your gut. So people that are really unhealthy only have a few kinds of bacteria. And there's more kinds of bacteria than all kinds of plants and animals. The number of species of plants and animals is smaller than the number of different kinds of bacteria.
Yeah. NASA's Cassini reveals surprises with Titan's lakes. Look at that beautiful CGI picture there with no stars in the background. Yeah. They still haven't decided about the stars or not. They can't. It's black. It's black.
Yeah, I talked to a friend who's a diehard astronomy fan, and he said we agreed that the stars twinkle, and I was like, stars twinkle, right? I mean, that's the cool part about them. He's like, yeah, but once you get out of the atmosphere, they would not twinkle. So he thinks you would see stars in those pictures, but they would just be solid lights, not twinkling like we see, which he says is caused by the atmosphere.
Caused by the atmosphere.
He's taken pretty good images of Saturn and the moon. Oh, he loves taking photos of the sky, man. It's like a big hobby that people get into.
I've gotten into diehard conversations with people with their telescopes, giant telescopes out. And I'm like, that's a beautiful cartoon animations you got programmed, feeding you back what you see there. I go, 'cause I have telescopes, and my telescope shows me something different than this telescope. And I also have a P900, which shows me something than both these telescopes. I go, which one's telling the truth? And he's like, well, sometimes you need different filters and burger. So let's see here. New form of laser for sound. The new photon laser. Interesting.
Phonon.
Oh, was that what it was?
A photon for light, a phonon for sound.
Yeah, wow. Phonon laser. No, that's how you take down Venom. You know, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
See what I mean? Like
Yep.
the physics there. That's how you got to take them down. The symbiotic alien that is Venom, and now Venom's a good guy and works for the government. By the way, I'm serious. They harnessed Venom, the symbiote, to be useful, and actually it cures all viruses now. It's an immediate cure to any virus.
Mm.
So it's an anti-venom actually, and
It's the most powerful, virus. It would kill everything else.
but remember the guy who the bully who beat up Peter Parker in Flash.
Yeah.
He got inspired because of Spider-Man, and he was like, wow, man, Spider-Man's such a cool guy. And so then he went to war, to the Iraq war, and he got his leg blown off, and then he volunteered himself to for a government project of the Agent Venom, the Venom project. And so whenever he activates the Venom, his leg grows back, and now he works for the government and with the Guardians of the Galaxy. So like the Guardians of the Galaxies work outside of the Earth, and the Venom was doing that for a while, and now actually Venom's in the Avengers. See, like I said, since I'm in the comic world, I'm ahead of the cinema world.
Oh yeah.
At 5 years.
Yeah.
So in the Avengers in the future that you'll watch, Venom and Deadpool will be on the Avengers in the future, and I guarantee.
All right, you heard it here.
And you heard it here first. You never heard here. Deadpool and Venom will be, and there'll also be a all-female Avengers first before that. Yeah, so they have to do just like there'll be a lesbian president woman, but there'll also be a transgender president. Although arguably they all are. So let's continue here. NASA announces first flight, record-setting mission. Oh God. Ugh. How to defend Earth from asteroids? Create a net, or use some magnets, bro.
Use that sound laser they were talking about.
Yeah, dude. Use some fucking phonon. What is it?
Phonon.
Phonon lasers. Let's see. The NASA Blue Origin Agreement signals rocketing growth of commercial rocketing growth. That's a pun there of commercial space. That's a funny one, guys. You guys are funny. Mercury has a solid inner core. New evidence, guys. New evidence.
There it is, proof.
Here it is now. New evidence. We were always wondering. And it's just so interesting how they have these, now. Scientists have long known that Earth and Mercury have metallic cores, like Earth. Mercury outer core is composed of liquid metal, like T1000. But there have only been hints of that Mercury's innermost core is solid. Oh, only hints. In a new study, scientists report evidence that Mercury...
You better get more funding so you can really make sure.
We need new funding. Oh, my... Coelacanth! Yeah! Skull evolution, because the coelacanth said so. Oh, my gosh. Shut up. Scientists restore some functions in a pig's brain hours after death. Oh, some functions? Functions.
That's not disturbing at all.
Plants? Yeah, that's boring.
These mad scientists are either just completely in Fantasyland or just straight up demonic monsters.
Oh, they're doing some fucked up shit. They do some fucked up shit. I couldn't. Oof.
Yeah,
now, did you see Jesse?
No, what?
Did you see Jesse Spots' dad on the commercial or getting outed by his? They're both outing each other at the same time. It's hilarious.
Wow, no.
I'm like Jesse Spots. Shout out to Jesse Spots. Jesse, is that your first time getting outed by your father? I'm like first time. I was outed by my dad when I was like 22, 23. And I should probably thank him because that actually spurred me to fucking move out of my house and fucking live homeless in fucking Los Angeles and go into the comedy scene and force myself to mature in a different fucking place that is actually in the future. That's why it's in a different time zone, in the Western time zone. It's in the future. But hopefully we've got around 13 to 15 people, and 15 people called it. All right, so Authentic Intent, what's up? Elliot Hall in the house. Oh, never mind, he's on the panel. Political cartoons, Baphomet. Yep, they're trying. That's what they're trying to create. They want, as you know, Tranny Man will be a new Marvel character or DC. He will be a Baphomet creature, androgynous Baphomet creature. And
wow, they're gonna really make that a child's storyline character.
Yes, absolutely.
God.
Yes, absolutely. And you heard it here first again. Astrophysicists admit that they don't use scientific method and they fly by the seat of their pants. Michio Kaku, who is a disciple of Robert Wilson.
That's a good quote.
Did you see that? Did you see young Kaku with Ra?
No, they actually had a conversation.
Oh yes, Kaku wasn't even 20 years old yet, and he was already hanging out with Robert Anton Wilson.
Damn, lucky.
Yeah, so Kaku was Cuckoo was a up and budding astrophysicist, and or physicist, or a theoretical physicist, is what you would call me, and so he actually Robert Anton Wilson, one of his only directorial or producing of basically a movie. It was called Borders in 1989, I think, and Kaku was one of the actors on that. Actors.
Man, that's a deep cut. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, and 15 watching here. So why would I want to be a Satanist to see that clown show? I like strength. I unsubscribed from Owen Benjamin. Well, yeah, I only tune in every here and now and then. I barely watched him. I lost interest.
Talk about a cult, man. He wants a cult for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Every comedian wants their own cult underneath them, and they just want their cult to be stronger than the other cults of comedy and personality.
Well, do you know Chris D'Elia?
Of course, I've seen him live.
He's flat. He says it flat out. I want a cult. I'm starting a cult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah. Oh shit! I've been passing some of this stuff. Wait, what? This says top 15 Wu Dang YouTube channels to follow in 2019. Wow, that's interesting. So let's see here. Audio podcasts and radio you must subscribe to and listen to in 2019. I like that. Banking exam. I got a lot of shit. Ocean circulation likely to blame for red tide and blame ocean circulation. So let's see your top 25 Jamaican YouTube channels. That's such bullshit. Fossils found in museum drawer in Kenya belong to gigantic carnivore. Looks like a fucking giant cat. Man, I used to love dinosaurs and mammoths. And, oh my gosh, I used to be obsessed with it.
Because the theory was the Indians, the American Indians in North and South America, murdered a bunch of these great megafauna, like as if they can just drive these animals to extinction.
Yeah, I asked them. I go to these people who apparently have access to the sites of the earliest known human tool usage. Humans are using tools from 115,000 years ago, and it's called the Mastodon site, the new Mastodon site, and it's in San Diego. And so it's like from 115 to 130,000 years ago, which predates the modern scientific view, which is from 100,000 years. So it's predating human tool usage by 30,000 years. It's kind of a big difference.
Jeez.
And so I'm privy to this knowledge because I meet these people who are privy to actually. Oh well, I've seen the mastodon bones. Okay. Well, how do you know that they're mastodon bones? I asked him. I go, couldn't they just be like whale bones or something? And he's like, well, I mean, I guess it's just so funny how like these are University of Berkeley graduated archaeologist scientists, and I just find it so funny that they're just like, well, okay, I mean, shit, I mean, I never thought about it that way. Like, yeah, I guess so.
Oh yeah,
Like,
and check these. Do you see those university students? They all attended that forum at NASA so they could talk to them about space exploration.
Oh God!
I wonder how much they. I wonder how much they charge for this stuff. Like, just show up and let's all talk about
a lot of money, dude. They're all rich. Their parents are all rich.
Let's all talk about our fantasies together.
Ugh. A history of the Crusades, as told by Crusaders' DNA. Yeah. History can tell us a lot about the Crusades, the series of religious wars fought between 1095 and 1291. That's some interesting times. That is some interesting fucking times, if you ask me, in which the Christian invaders try to claim the names for the DNA, Dan, of the 9.
That's the Knights Templars.
Damn, that's interesting. All right. We got some interesting ones so far here. Decline in measles vaccination is causing a preventable global resurgence of the disease. Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, blame the anti-vaxxers.
Oh, that is disgusting. Oh, Hubble celebrates its 29th birthday with unrivaled view of the southern crab. Oh, the Earth's got crabs, dude. God damn it. Look at this crab nebula.
It's Sophia, right? They mean Sophia. The plane with the telescope on it. That plane is called Sophia, I think.
Okay.
So that's Hubble. It's this thing on the plane.
Man, see that southern crab nebula? Boo boo! Big bang, big bang.
It looks so real.
And of course, by algorithm's chance, the giant tortoise story is next. After, it's the same thing. Science Daily. Tortoises, wee.
Oh, to talk about climate change. Okay.
So let's see here. All things are stacking up for NASA's Mars 2020 spacecraft. Oh, this is one you really want to hear. JPL, Jack Parsons Laboratory, NASA.gov. It's getting crazy. 2020. You know you gotta be space crazy.
Oh, people love touring that place. There's tours given of JPL, just like tours are given of NASA, and people line up in droves to go take tours of that place.
We gotta go to Mars. We're gonna 3D print beehives on Mars and have millions of people pretending that they're living on Mars and cheering. Woo! It's gonna happen. I guarantee it.
And they'll have high definition goggles you can wear that broadcast live feeds. Right, you'll get the live feed in your online, and of course, it'll be a live feed of people that look like they're on Mars.
Look at them exploiting child innocence. Yeah, I'm a fat adult with a cartoon on my fucking chest, and it's Earth Day, yay! What's this? Oh, data mining digs up hidden clues to major Californian earthquake triggers. Dun 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 dun. Now, if you have a sound system like a car, an audio sound system like your car, it could literally make the glass shatter around you sometimes. If you have a bass system that's powerful enough to do that, it can make the sound and things move. Now imagine if you have a system, that's just in a car. Now imagine if you spent $1 billion into a system that was purposely designed to make a building fall. Ding, ding,
supposedly
ding.
the military supposedly tests a lot of those weapons in the deep trenches of the ocean and end up killing like whales and dolphins and all fish and everything while they're testing
Wow.
these sound cannons.
Wow. Disgusting. Wow, that's really fucking weird. Bioengineers program cells as digital signal processors. Wow, that's a synthetic biologist. That's amazing stuff right there. Wow. Wow. That is innovative. Wow.
They can use to
That is,
prompt programmed responses.
wow.
So
Engineered organism. That's some holographic shit. That's how they use that's what they're gonna next. They want hologram technology, which we already have. Now they want the holograms to interact with us. So when we touch it, the stuff literally is physically interacting with us. That's what they're going for next, is engineered organisms. That's how my brain works.
that sounds like a great future. Let's have everyone, partially engineered. Why not? Yeah.
I mean, they already got people, not people, sorry, I take that back. Literal holograms performing at theaters.
Right.
And I'm not kidding around, that they are literal hologram CGI performers.
Yep.
That are not real people, that are only AI holograms that fill stadiums, that are successful artists, but are not real.
Yeah, and you've seen the algorithms can make a real looking person that's just a combination of different features from different actual people. But what you're looking at is not a real person. It's not based on someone's face. It's based on the parts of different people they've taken and mashed their eyes and noses together.
Did you see the new artificial intelligence AI Joe Rogan audio system?
No.
Oh yeah. Wow, I almost want to play it right now. That's how. So there is a Joe Rogan AI system that has now been learning all of Joe Rogan's Roganisms, and it's now the AI is like, hey, listen, if you go into the forest and you hunt an elk and you shoot this thing, your adrenaline is shooting through the roof, okay, through the roof. And this thing, and it's talking, and it's just like, I will show you. I'll go to the road, and it's like it'll suddenly sound like a road, then it suddenly sounds like him again.
Yeah.
It's like, it is incredible, and it's telling like jokes. It's amazing.
It's hyper real. It's not reality. It's like this hyper version of what they'd like reality to be.
It's amazing. I love it. Now, I told my mom, I have this conversation with my mom. What was it? Fuck, I forgot. I'll get back to it. Let's see here. Check out the 17 people watching. Cool. Could you like and share and subscribe if you're not? I'm close to 2,000 subscribers. I'd like to get to 200 million. I mean, dude, those people who have millions and
with like, what content? How do they get? What content are they attracting people with?
Well, they got nice tits, or they really are good at sucking dick in brown note,
right?
And like Globe Earth, like everyone. Oh, Elon Musk is so brilliant. Joe Rogan, man, he's so funny. Man, oh, there it is, jumped up. Thank you. 21 watching, appreciate that. Oh, Dan, what up? Do me a favor, when you get a chance, please ask Elliot what the fuck is with him and I. We used to be friends when he was here in Los Angeles, and now he shines on me.
Wait, what does that mean, shines on me?
Shine on. Yeah, they buy subs. That's 100% true, Thirst for Truth.
Burns me out. Oh.
Dude, come on. Don't bring that fucking shit here. All right. So I just asked it. I said it out loud, sir, but I'm in the middle of reading some extremely important island lizards are expert sunbathers. And I'm just, wait, Wait. Researchers find it's slowing their evolution. Huh. So since lizards are expert sunbathers, research find it's slowing their evolution. How does it
How are they tracking evolution?
spending in an oh no.
I mean, they're not changing the color of their skin as much. What I mean,
Oh no. Wait. Oh, I can't get into this biology crap. That shit pisses me off more than the fucking astronomy crap. The evolution bullshit, the chicken dinosaurs, the feathered dinosaurs, that shit pisses me off so much. I'm like, dude, I remember when you guys were first
right?
introducing that theory in the 90s. Didn't even exist before then.
Well, I think, and it was used for a long time. It was used to justify racism too, right?
Jesus Christ.
Evolution, wasn't it a way to just say white people are the peak of evolution?
I don't know. I don't want to get into that.
Okay, crap. all right, move on.
No, that's another fucking scam too. It's just the species divide and conquer. Seeing the colors, and that's just a whole elite Ponzi scheme in itself. Defying the laws of physics, engineers demonstrate bubbles of sand. Huh. Gravitational. Okay. A recent discovery explains a new family of gravitational instabilities. Oh no. In granular particles of different densities.
There we go. So there's dropping some truth.
Oh, interesting. But they're driven by a gas channeling mechanism not seen in fluids. That's really hard.
So it doesn't fit their gravitational theory. Well, they have to revise it. You know, they got to keep updating their theories to somehow account for all these anomalies.
Wow. So by the way, what I'm reading you is my bot systems gathering the best scientific breakthrough globe Earth heliocentric news sources from NASA, Science Daily, physics.org, all these. This dude earlier is like, dude, I sent you an article from physics.org, dude. Like, that's totally not related to NASA or the government. I go, dude, so you're saying that NASA or the government are not, they don't, like, that's not a part of NASA's system? No, what, he was trying to explain that he showed me an article that said 59% of the moon's surface can be seen. 59% of the moon's surface can be seen. And I'm like, thinking about it, I'm like, well, if we've only...
It's more than half? Yeah, it should be just half, right?
If we've only ever seen one face of the moon in recorded history, it just spins, it revolves.
It should be 50, right?
That, I would think it would be 50. It could be wrong. It could shift. You know, there could be a slight gradient, and maybe that's what they're trying to scientifically deduce in order to make themselves seem more intelligent or correct on their model. But until you show me a different face of the moon and different craters, different what's called topography, I believe, I'm not gonna believe you. You have to show me a different physical terrain. The interesting part, if you look up the definition of topography, it actually says it adds artificial terrain in the definition, equal to actual physical terrain. I was like, whoa, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, because that's legit.
That's kind of a mind fuck. Arctic warning will accelerate climate change. And dude, how many of these topics do we need? So this is from about 1 month ago. Fuck. So you're telling me I got that much more? Hold on. Wow, that's a lot of news. My robots have been working overtime. I don't need to do shit anymore. I got so much slack inside my life. So let's see here. Wow.
I found a funny thing about the dark side of the moon on a page called from Quora.com called "What are some real pictures that look fake?"
Whoa.
They said the post was "What are some real pictures that look fake?" and under it they had all these pictures.
Elon Musk. That's some Elon Musk shit right there. It looks so real. I mean, it looks so fake that it has to be real.
Even a bit. A lot of people look at these pictures. They say, "Man, they look so fake," but then they just go, "Wow, they're real though."
Oh, I love that one. This is new. So we're getting close to real time here. Yep, today. So this is new news. I saw this earlier. This look at that one. Yay! See that?
Yeah.
Look at NASA's Juno. Oh yeah, Juno. NASA's Juno mission to Jupiter. Yeah, we're at Jupiter, baby. Satellites and probing Jupiter. I'm probing. Okay, so they made their first definitive detection of planetary. Their first. It's always first. How many times have we heard first here tonight? About 3 or 4 or 5 times already. First definitive detection of a planetary magnetic that charges over time. A phenomenon called secular variation.
Secular variation? What? That's a weird term.
It's very strange. It sounds like the planet is racist.
Yeah.
Jupiter is very racist to certain secular variations. That's hilarious. So this is today's news. It's got to be 15, 17? Wow. What about the new concave evidence? It's not new. And the old concave evidence that flat earthers never addressed. I just addressed it. I just said it's not new. Is that why they only want flat versus globe debates? No. What do you mean? We just don't take it seriously.
Brandon, we don't know, Brandon, what you're talking about. We've looked at stuff for 5 years now. Concave has come and gone.
I would love for you to show some concave evidence of the Earth being concave as a whole, and only that.
Inside a concave globe.
I mean, how would you? That's like saying that you've seen the Earth from outside of the Earth. It's so strange that earlier today, I'm like, dude, why can't the ISS just zoom up on someone on the bottom of the globe? Like, I don't understand why that's so hard. Well, it's because they don't seem. I'm like, dude, according to your model, there are people and buildings that are up and down. Like, they have to be down there. But you're telling me that they're not, that they're actually up because of relativity. I'm like, no, dude. Like, what do you like?
There's something. Have you? Man, I can't think of the channel right now, but he does stuff on how the speed of planes and the distance from cameras is all hoaxed, and how there's north is actually up and south is down. Have you seen this? It's a very strange videos I found on this channel where he's trying to debunk how cameras show images to us. And how
interesting.
It's interesting, but he normally just like travels away from a city and then he'll keep his camera focused on his dashboard while he's driving into it. And he'll show you like, look, the cameras are distorting our depth perception, and it's trying to keep us from realizing how the ground actually moves up and down. And there's
absolutely the whole thing. There's so much fucking bullshit, unbelievable amounts of bullshit, dude. That's why I've been I was really down. I was really down lately, just because I'm like, dude, I work pretty fucking hard, and I slack off just as hard, and And it's like, man, after all the fucking research and all the slacking I've done, I still, and I'm like, man, I see people fucking contemplating suicide on my fucking Facebook friend list. I'm like, Jesus, man, and I was gonna go to fucking New Mexico, and I was gonna further my Earthship knowledge and academy research, and graduate and become a full-fledged Earthship certified person where I can be sponsored by them. And all of a sudden, the dude commits suicide and fucking they find him at the bottom of a bridge. And I'm not talking about Isaac Cappy. And all of a sudden, I'm like, whoa. I'm like, damn, dude, that fucking. This was a member of the community. And I'm like, damn, dude, that sucks. And I'm like, this is when I was just deciding to go out to Vegas, when actually IPS asked me to go. And I was like, yeah, fuck, dude, I'm in a tight situation here now. I need a week to think about it. And lo and behold, another dude jumps up. We're doing videos on him, and then dude, Cappy supposedly but seems to be like some Elvis Presley shit here, or some sort of witness protection program. And
that's probably what it is.
And so then he supposedly suicided himself off a bridge, and I'm like, so 2 bridge suicides when I was supposed to go over there. I'm like, I'm gonna stay over here for now. And
maybe that's a calling card too. When you see a bridge as part of the thing, that might be some kind of calling card.
It did say that in the tutorial. I'm not kidding around. So that bridge was a perfect place to. But anyway, so let's see here. Let's go back to the news. Oh, that's interesting. So it goes from 15 to 20 viewers. Very interesting. Oh, Mars 2020 is coming together here. Oh, I love this. Now this is interesting. The script keeps getting. Wait, what?
Well, they only got a year left. They better hurry up on this 2020 deadline.
Oh, I'm so. Look at that. I got one of what was her name? She used to be on Bro Sanchez, and she used to chill with Big Dread.
You recognize her?
Yeah. She was the chick, the vegan Black Goddess chick. Sassy, undeniably sassy. Remember that chick?
Good memory.
Yeah. Oh, I have a terrible memory when it comes to names, so I'm surprised that I remember. But I remember. I remember her being sassy, and that's her name, so that was a good way to remember her. But she I talked to her on a live stream like months ago. Like I joined in, and I joined in, and she was there, and it was cool to hear from her. But I haven't heard from her in a long time, and
I like your post on women. Sometimes you make comments on men and women relationships and women. That's a good thing. You drop that every now and then. It's good to mix it up and hear those opinions.
Oh yeah, people in real life come up to me. Will be like, you should really like cut it out with those, anti-feminist, misogynistic comments that you make. And I'm like,
toxic femininity.
I go, what do you mean? Give me some examples. And they're like, oh, you know what I mean. I'm like, well, just give me an example. And it's just so fun. It's just funny. Look at that, 19 watching. So let's see here. Lord Stephen Christ made a video about me. He knew it's interesting. All the and where's that guy at these days? Is he in a mental institution or in jail?
His followers get tattoos on their chest, big tattoos.
Is he in a mental institution or is he in jail? I'm serious. I'm pretty sure he's in jail right now. Or he's in. He's just not. I think his father cut off his internet too.
Talk about a cult leader.
Whoa, man! He's a really good cult leader. Wait, is he? Is he though? Because does he make money out? Like, if you're going to be a good cult leader, that means that you make money for yourself, a living. I'm a terrible cult leader.
Right.
I'm a part of many different cults, but I'm not. I'm a terrible cultist.
Well, the SubGenius cult is like the anti-cult.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you're supposed to make money and like a lot of it, and like. But here's the thing: I just realized this recently. I have more money than some of my most favorite artists in my life. Like like some of my most favorite artists, I have more money than them, like literally. And I was like, holy shit! But here's the thing: they have to perform nonstop. Like they have to see, like they're a part of a contract, and they've signed their life, and they have to perform like dancing monkeys, and they have to.
Yeah.
So they traded their 9 to 5 illusion job with a stage job, like singing and playing an instrument,
Yeah.
or talking in a microphone, being a comedian. And they're like, well, I don't work, like, well, yeah, you do. You have a different. You're not.
Yeah, they want to think they're not sellouts.
Well, a lot of tons of comedians have to have that's their side job. They're teachers, they're scientists, they're mailmen. They have to, and then they make it big to a full-time job, full-time comedian. And there's different types. You can be a traveling on the road comedian. You can take big gigs. That's the thing. A lot of different variables play into it. Your ethnicities, your looks, your values, your morals, your standards. That's all plays a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's how they. It's a big joke.
A lot of them have to like kiss up to another already established comedian and like open for them and just do whatever they say, and hopefully not offend this guy that's going to help you break into it.
Yeah. You can't even sit down if you're a sit down comedian on a stool.
Right.
If you have a comedian who he'll say, "Don't hey I'm like, because I was gonna sit down. He's like, don't sit down on a stool. Stand up. I'm like, dude. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna sit down, dude. And he hates me, and like he'll never work with me again.
One of Mitch Hedberg's best specials, he was sitting down on the steps.
And that was improv too, because he felt like he wasn't doing too good, so he decided to get more real. So let's see here. This is a fun one. Dude, I'm constantly thinking about the robot feed. I'm like, I wonder what my robots have been collecting.
Your minions.
I'm like, I don't have little fanboys and marks like Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes and Sargent and IPS and Nathan. Actually, Nathan Thompson has more globalists working for him than fucking flat earthers. That's for sure.
God, does that guy travel everywhere? He seems like he's in every state, every other day, every other month.
Well, that's his. That's the job of a good Christian nomad.
Well, check out. Hey, everyone, check out Authentic Intent's channel in a few hours. Authentic Intent's going to upload a new video of him doing street activism.
Oh. Gravitational forces in protoplanetary disks may push super Earths close to their stars. Oh my god. God, that is so dumb.
Ah, that is gag worthy. Just
So astronomers found that as planets form out of the chaotic churn of gravitational hydrodynamic, or drag. Oh, you mean like drag queens?
Drag
like
queens, there it is. Yeah, they love it.
Planets are trannies now.
Tranny planets.
We got tranny planets. Oh, thank you, bots. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't know that planets are trannies now. They go both ways. Unbelievable. We got protoplanetary disk tranny disks. That's so unbelievable. Let's see. I'm going backwards now. So wait. So this is from Ooh, new clues about how ancient galaxies lit up the universe. Now here's the thing. Has anyone in the chat room? There's about 20 people in the chat room. Has anyone in the chat room, globe earther or flat earther, have you ever seen a galaxy in a telescope or in the sky? Tell me about it. If you've seen a galaxy in your telescope,
a spiral galaxy.
tell me about it. Or if you've seen it with your bare eyes in the sky, tell me about it. Because I've talked to both people. It's always a good convo. If you want to have that convo with me, I'd be delighted to have it with you. Anyone? So let's see here. Let's keep going. This is good stuff. I mean, my robot's really working balls to the wall. Oh, radioactive carbon from nuclear bomb test found deep in ocean. Ooh. Oh, this sounds like a heap full of bullshit here. Bomb carbon. Damn, new study. New study.
Yeah,
New
first
study.
new. It's always the first thing or the new thing.
New study. New study finds that new study finds that new study finds that new study finds that new study finds.
You posted something new about the Voynich manuscript.
Oh, but that's already been debunked.
Ah, shame.
What a shame. It's just a false alarm. It hasn't been decoded. It's just a flat Earth manuscript. No, I don't know what the hell that thing is. I was looking into that fucking shit in 2010.
Oh yeah, McKenna talked about it. That's how I heard about it.
Yeah. I'm like, it's so interesting how it comes back, and people. I'm like, why are people even interested in this shit? I'm like,
McKenna talked a lot about the scientific revolution and how alchemy and Gnosticism and magic was all involved in that, and that was one of the most interesting parts of his thought and his lectures. Where he really explained how that modern revolution happened, and he got so deep into the esoteric side of things. It was one of the earliest ways it got turned on to it.
Yeah, I think it was you and I who I said that Raw and McKenna are some of the. It's like there's very few men that I consider to be more of a wealth of knowledge to learn from, and man, yeah, I can only list a few other people that I just
because most people are specialists, but both of those guys, they have knowledge about so many different kinds of things, and it all somehow seamlessly comes together.
Exactly. And it's so interesting how Alan Watts, and Terence McKenna, I call them the big three. Alan Watts, Terence McKenna, and Robert Anton Wilson all are the completely different individually, though. Like although they all talk about the same stuff, and although Alan Watts gets more into philosophy, and Eastern traditions and philosophies, and he's tying them into the Western, and making a new thing. But it's interesting how Watts was known as basically a drug user, an alcoholic, a hedonist.
McKenna too.
And he'll admit it. But I think Terence is way more scientific than Alan Watts was.
Oh, interesting. That's good. See, Watts, you're right. That part of Watts's reputation gets suppressed a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Terence openly admits to his.
Right. Terence is open about it. He's more honest.
Yeah, Watts never really talked about it. He just got exposed, and it's true, and I can see it. And now it's really interesting because it has to do with that whole drug. Now, and it's interesting because Watts is a character. Now, there's some people that say that Watts is a M5 British intelligence. Same with Crowley and Huxley, and it's like, so I don't understand. Like, tell me what their mission was.
Because I've listened to hours and hours of Alan Watts, and he was just interested in religion and philosophy.
It's like it's so easy to see someone's agenda. It's like the only one that I haven't fully looked into is Aldous Huxley. Although I have tons of his books. I have more. I have so many
Yeah.
Huxley books.
Yeah,
And,
Jan Irving can't shut up about him.
Jan Irving is a pseudo intellectual, and he's a fraud.
God, in his voice, it's the sound of his voice that I don't like.
God, Jan Irving.
Like a lot of times, I like listening to people just from the tone of their voice and how it sounds. Even if I don't know what they're talking about, but man, if your voice is like some nasally or piercing, or if there's something about it, it makes me not able to listen to him.
Oh man, Jan Irving. Oh man, freaking. Yeah, I'm gonna read about like 15, 20 more minutes of this news stuff here. I'm just let's see here. Crowley worked for British Naval Intelligence, no doubt about it. There's a great book about it. All right, adrenochrome is blood plasma. They tried to get me to donate my blood plasma in Hollywood. They also tried to get me to become a Scientologist. They also tried to get me to be a Freemason. It's just like everywhere I've gone, whether it's New York, Colorado, California, everywhere they try to
it's like you're a targeted individual
into a different cult every time, whether it's Mormons, the Scientologists. There's cults that I don't even want to call them cults because they would be pissed off that I would say that about them. The Church of the SubGenius doesn't care. The Scordians is a clear and obvious. It's a I don't even know. Like
it's a subculture that really is not like the others.
It's a subculture. It's a way. It's something if you take so seriously, you're probably going to be hanging around pretty fucked up people eventually. If you take it too seriously. Like
yeah, if you go to conventions for it.
Yeah. Discordian conventions. Yeah, I can only imagine how insightful those would be. Although, I mean, who knows, you know? I remember watching people that were claimed to be ex-OTO members and that sacrificing goats and shit and underground and worshiping giant Luciferian big phallus statues and that they were offered like sex with fucking, it seemed, it's like, yeah, like there was really fucked. And I'm like, dude, this dude telling stories and shit. Like, I'm like,
I met a couple characters like that at the live podcast that Greg Carlson did, the Higher Side Chats. Some of his followers end up being really strange.
Oh, shame. Yeah, so here we go. I'll give you a couple ideas that I have here. So, black mage and white mage. In an age of black mages and white mages, be a gray mage. See, I spent my youth immersed in magic and wonder and imagination. Superhero world. Literally thought I was a superhero. Created dozens of different powers and identities for myself and for other people.
Wow, your imagination's powerful.
And to the point where they believed it themselves.
Oh my God, you're that powerful. That's your real superpower.
Dude, seriously, we got to the point where we like risked life and death, and like where I fell off of a giant spruce tree from like 3 stories up, and like
you could have broken your back.
The character who saved me, his name was Dr. J, and like like I was just laying there. It was just like I think my ribs were broken. I landed on a tree root, and yeah, I couldn't like. When you break your ribs, it hurts you for months. Like you can't breathe correctly, like and you're hunched over. Like I remember it happening twice in my life, and it was 2 times was falling off a very large very large structure.
Dude, me too, man. I've fallen out of two tall trees. I've fallen out of tall trees twice in my life, and where it was like a couple seconds of falling. Luckily, I landed right on my back, just in the right way, where I didn't really hurt myself. But
Oh yeah, exactly.
that like, talk about an eye-opening, like
Jackie
shaking.
Chan, dude. Jackie Chan, he had to jump from building to building or cliff to cliff with a tree being in between, and this is hundreds of feet in the air. He missed his target, and he fell all the way down. He broke limbs. It was one of his worst accidents.
Wow.
And dude, he should no human being should live.
Wow.
But because it's Jackie Chan, master of the falling arts.
Dude, he's a legend.
Oh, dude's like 65 and he's still doing fucking action movies and doing his own stunts pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, I mean, dude, I grew up in, you know, fucking He-Man world, dude. Freaking Marvel, you know, Superman and Spider-Man, dude.
That's funny you say
Batman.
that, because when I was in, I want to say when I was like in 5th grade, so maybe like 11, my friend told me he had a vision, quote unquote, where we were playing baseball, and he saw a letter M show up on someone's chest. And so then he had a vision of like the 5 of us be Marvel characters, and he said, "Elliot, you're the Thing." And then the other ones were had different characters, but he had like a straight up hallucination.
Huh, that's awesome.
Like that's how powerful. Like on your level, he was like, his imagination took him to that level of thinking the 5 of us were different Marvel characters.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it was incredible. I took advantage of it only a few times, and that was bad. Just like bullying stuff, like fucking, you know, fucking, just getting people to do things that they didn't want to do, and right. I'm, you know, but that was when I was young. So like the theme is what I'm saying: black magic, white magic. Gray magic. I was immersed in the world of now. I remember being at, I've told this story before, but I remember being at a Thanksgiving with my family, and I remember I wanted to show my abilities, and it's interesting what a child wants to prove to people. I wanted to prove my magical prowess, and I wanted to. So I was going to give her. Or someone. I wanted to volunteer. I asked for a volunteer. My female cousin, Abby, volunteered, and she was laughing and giggling as she sat down in the chair. And I'm like, nah. I'm like, I need someone to take this seriously. It's not going to work with someone who's giggling and doesn't believe it. So her mother and my Aunt Mary, she sat down, and she's very superstitious and takes things very seriously. And I'm like, okay, this is perfect. So I'm tapping into myself, and I have my hands extended over her head and shoulders. And sponsors, shout out to Head and Shoulders there. And so I'm the whole family's watching, and including my brother. And so I'm doing this for like 2 minutes now. I mean, that's a lot of patience for people to be sitting there, you know, quiet. But I thought they could handle it. But they couldn't, and it got to. I was starting to get heckled at about 2 or 3 minute point, and even as a young teenager, and so I tapped. I was trying to use white magic. That's the point. I was dabbling in white magic. I was using white magic. Wasn't working. I mean, it was about to work, but they didn't give me time. So I tapped into the black magic. Then I'm like, all right, well, want me to do something, and I will. So I visualized strangling her, and with you know my power, and lo and behold, she was like all of a sudden like holding her, and then all of a sudden she's like started screaming and got up from the chair, and she broke out into red, and hives broke on her body, broke out on her, and my brother specifically says like, "Good job, Dan, you got the ability to give her people hives." And
Oh
and
wow, good. This is a good memory.
and uh, and so I'm like, I'll never forget that. And so ever since that moment, that was in my early teenage years. I'm like, oh, so there's a distinguishing force between black and white magic. And so then throughout my late teens and early 20s, then I was just flowing like an idiot in between both. I just have no idea of what the fuck is going on.
Oh,
Just basically trying to, but then suddenly trying to. I knew I was never going to go to college because all of my friends and my brother went, and they all just wasted their time and money. And I'm like, all right, that's just a waste.
yeah.
All these idiots are just wasting. They're just so stupid. I'm clearly the most intelligent out of all these people. And then my best friend, interestingly enough, a lot of them went to the military, different factions of whether it's the Army, the
Huh.
Navy, or the Marines. And so they would come back and we would trip on mushrooms. And so, because their mushrooms don't show up on their tests when they go back there, and so they can even they smoked and shit too, but you have to smoke like a week before you left, or work it out in a sweat room or something.
Well, dude,
And
one of my friends who's did mushrooms one time, he told me he did what kind of you were talking about. He had like a black magic moment with these girls, how he forced them. It was nothing weird about it, but he told me he was able to to get them to move off the bed and get them to walk out the door. And while he was tripping on mushrooms, they were, I think, sober. But oh, I think earlier I misspoke. I told you my friend called five of us superheroes, and he called me the Thing, but that was wrong. He called me Beast because he thought I was like the intelligent one of the group.
the Beast,
Yeah,
huh? Well, that's Crowley, right?
Beast, right? Because he's the blue-haired one who's like
That's actually
the right
who?
the blue-haired Beast from
Oh, yeah. The X-Men.
X-Men. Yeah, yeah. Because he thought I was the smart one in the group. But let me ask you this: have you heard of HeartMath.org or HeartMath?
Yeah, of course.
So that seems to be probably what's happening here, right? So somehow the energy field created by your heart affects whoever's near you,
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. It kind of seems like to be common sense.
right? So, and if you hone it enough, people can do it, right? You can just sharpen sharpen the way you can change your own heart field.
Well, yeah. I mean, and then if you become so aware of it, then you have a theater of people paying you hundreds of dollars to enjoy a performance by the magician on the stage who claims to be a magician, musician, entertainer,
Mm,
comedian,
it is.
whatever type
And it
of
goes
thing.
right. It goes back to the beginning of time because the person who was standing around the campfire entertaining
So interesting.
everyone.
Sorry to interrupt you, but it's so interesting how the views go from 20 down to 10 when we're talking about super serious and actual things.
Right.
I love that. I pay attention to all that shit. It's like yeah. Now here's the thing about the 7 number that the Brandon Esteban just tapped into. Brandon, the 7 number is important throughout many different things. The 7 chakra system. Uh, the 7 mystery religions. And you're like, ooh, which ones are those? And wait. Now that's probably the 7 that I'm talking that you just mentioned. So there's like the 7 planes of the Asgard, Midgard. That's a, and there's all these.
7 celestial bodies. Originally, it was
Yeah,
5 planets plus the Earth and the Moon.
yeah, exactly. Thirst for Truth just comes out. Uh, well, dude, check that out. 24 dislikes. That's amazing. I'm gonna dislike 25 dislikes. That's amazing. Wow, a quarter of a hundred. That's amazing.
That's good. We didn't even talk about the Holocaust.
Wow, just could you name a few other people that have robots picking up Globe Earth and Flat Earth news for them? Anyone?
Yeah, anybody?
I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be someone's got to be having robots pick up some globe Earth and flat Earth news for them, right?
People don't realize how it happens every day. It's like an overwhelming flood. You showed that the video of the flood earlier. That's the news, right? They're doing the flood thing with the news. They're breaking.
What did I say? Dude, look. 5.8. Step towards light-based, brain-like computing chip.
Right, the holograms.
Scientists have succeeded in developing a piece of hardware which could pathway create computers resembling the human brain. They produced a chip containing a network of artificial neurons that works with light and can imitate neurons in their synapses. Look at this shit. Dude, I can predict this shit so easily. Dude, it's a joke. Genetic therapy. By the way, I asked a question earlier to you guys. Show me the picture of the galaxy. Remember?
Yeah.
Nobody said a thing. So yeah, let's see here. Look at. It's always these cartoons. Look.
See, I know, and Math Powerland opened everyone's eyes to it. Math Powerland is a hyper-realist painter.
Nope. Explosions of universe first stars spewed powerful jets.
Ballooning into spheres. Oh, how about that?
So they in early supernovae ejected jets that may have seeded new stars. Ooh, star formation burst in the Milky Way 2 to 3 million years ago. 23. So let's see here. Oh man, it's just never ending. Kansas students to speak with NASA's astronaut aboard space station. Oh, here soon, yeah.
Oh, lucky them.
Okay, Kansas. Hey, Mr. Spaceman, what's it doing up there? Kansas down here. Oh, you mean the flatlands of Kansas that I drove across? Oh, it's so flat, man. It's so flat.
God, man, and they always have the dumbest questions for those people.
Oh,
for those
man.
ISS astronauts.
So scripted. Now, wasn't it interesting that, did you see the news from the 1,000-year-old satchel of the psychedelic drug user that had 5 to 10 different types of psychedelics in his satchel?
No, I missed that.
So, yeah, like this past month, a prehistoric man was found, a skeleton was found with a bag of satchel that had nearly a dozen psychedelic drugs like DMT, mushrooms, cannabis, and
the essentials.
And those are just three. Yeah, those are just the essentials, and ayahuasca, yeah, everything. And so this is over 1,000, and then about a day or two later, then Denver legalized mushrooms.
Yeah.
Alberta. Wow. Yep. So let's see here. Probably got about 5 people watching now. Oh, 10. Oh, I have eaten 10 grams of mushrooms.
What?
7,000 something grams of LSD. Ate a gram of mescaline. Loaded 100 milligram
in one day.
An ounce of ketamine. Are you serious, G?
Dude, that's got to be the heaviest day ever.
What? Dude, you made a decision, all right. And you got a hold of some good people. Fuck me.
How did you integrate that? Talk about going on a trip.
Yep. And 27 dislikes, 9 people watching. The realer it gets, the less the viewers. It's amazing.
I mean, it's funny that you take the trouble to dislike something like that. Well, here, let me ask you this: the
new 3 foot tall Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, a little baby Rex.
Little baby Rex. Oh, dude, look, see?
Yeah, okay, there it is. In the Andes. Wow, yeah, they would have it.
Now it's interesting because I think I am an Andean.
Oh yeah,
dude, I think so. Now here's the thing.
It's in your blood, then.
Andean. Yep.
Oh man,
Indian.
I was
Indian.
reading Antonio Subaratz's new book, The Book of the Sun,
Yeah.
and he goes into some of the Mesoamerican Indian stuff and how previous megalithic builders ended up having descendants that became those people in South America.
I got to get that book.
So it's pretty interesting because he talks a lot about the sun and how he was measuring what the sun does, but then he goes off into this whole other stuff about history and megaliths, and it's a pretty interesting book. He's got a good combination of information in it.
Here's a concert in space.
So stupid.
I love it. I love it. It's pure comedy. More cartoon. Look at this pathetic cartoon here. Like what? Looks like a child. Like what is that? God, that is pathetic. No, you're not on Mars. No, you're not. That's not on the Martian surface. Ah, son of a gun.
They're on Mars right now.
Look at this. Look at this. Look how many quotes they have in the title. Nature's dangerous decline, unprecedented. Species extinction rates accelerating.
It's just like, how can they scare people? We have to find some way to scare people.
Unbelievable what these robots teach me. Look at penis fucking flames.
Oh yeah, so I wanted to ask, so how much of like just pop culture in general is part of this black magic, white magic, or black magic stuff, really? I mean, isn't that what they're doing when they're flooding 100%. Our consciousness with all that?
100%, well, I'd say 99% black magic in terms of NASA is Nazis, literally. That's what they changed. That's what they people. I remember when you guys remembered that 10 years ago, but now you need to remember that and remember that it's literal. That's what they've become now. They're the new Nazis. They just changed their name to NASA. And so now you gotta like that's what they do. Do you think a group full of people wearing blue T-shirts that are all white and they all cheer at the same time? Yeah, yeah, we got him on the no, that's fucking pure black magic. 100% room full of trans people that are getting paid by money to act that way.
You're right,
and they don't even know it. They think that they're watching science and that they're contributing to society.
Yeah, one of the early things that tipped me off on this stuff was a book on theater by Keith Johnstone, and the last chapter was called Masks and Trance. And he went into how the history of wearing a mask around a campfire and doing these dances with a mask on induces trance states.
Yeah.
And how that's been part of human experience from the beginning, inducing trance states.
I could say something, but I've now here's the thing about being the critic of critics and the unmasker of secrets, the magician who tells who unveils the magical tricks of the other magicians. The other magicians hate that.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's a way to lose your magician friends.
And me being a part of that in the comedy world, telling the people in the audience how simple it is to be a comedian, a part of the joke. But that's the whole point. The comedians are not supposed to let them in the audience and expose the joke that it is. But I do, and that's why I get kicked out of places nearly everywhere I go. And
it's funny because there are a lot of comedians in their podcasts will eventually admit to their own audiences, I'm nothing compared to, and then they'll just name like a couple, 3 people, you know, Pryor, Carlin, Bruce, or someone, and they just say, you know, there are real funny people. Like Norm Macdonald will say, you can't learn to be funny.
Dude,
you're either born funny or not.
Low birth comedian friends that I had in the past used to hit me up and be like, dude, Norm Macdonald's fucking retweeting you. And I'm like, yeah, I know. He's like, dude, he's like, dude, that's fucking amazing, dude. I'm like, yeah, I know, dude, sweet. And they don't talk to me anymore. The people who told me to start my YouTube channel in before it was 2010, before in the early 2010s. None of them, and I'm talking nearly 5 people. None of them are they, except for like 1 or 2. Like 1. They're all gone. They're all. Dude, you should make this. Dude, you should do this. You should go out to Los Angeles. You should do comedy. You should start a YouTube
Yeah.
channel. You should do that. And I first off, I do whatever the fuck I want to do. And all these people are all gone. They're all doing their own. They're all fucking doing the same old program that's been embedded into us. Have fucking children. Have your stupid wife. Have your fucking children.
It's sad, right? Because it's like there's so many unfunny comedians out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's so sad. There's very few people that are born funny, and we actually get to see who they are.
Patrice O'Neal, man, what a shame.
God, right? It's so rare. You can tell, and everyone knows. Even comedians know it. They try not to talk about it too much, about how unfunny they all are, and how only like a few people in every generation are actually the funny comedians.
It's interesting shape they have there. Research crack the peanut genome. Oh, that's really interesting. Oh, horse history, huh? 5,000 years of horse history. Wow. So we can learn about 5,000 years ago about horses, but we can't learn about 2,000 years ago. Guy named JC. Can't figure that one out though. You know about horse DNA 5,000 years ago. Like, just your horses. We just can't figure out the physical evidence of. Oh, we got the Shroud of Turin, and we got the Shroud of Turin, and the what was his name? Oh, Josephus. We got Josephus. It's like, what did Josephus say? What does he have? Oh, it's not Josephus's stuff as a theory, and he's not even proven to be a real person. Oh, god damn it, dude! You gotta fucking do. That's the thing, dude. That's the thing about me is that, dude, I was immersed. I went to 4 years of Catholic school. Fucking, I got my communion and confirmation. I got anointed by the goddamn bishop.
How into it were you?
Into it, I got fucking kicked out. I got detention and kicked out of the fucking church.
Right.
I was laughing so much and making jokes, and
But did a lot of your peers take it seriously? A lot of other people in your class?
Not. I mean, most of them just were like just trying to be quiet about it. I was just like, this is boring.
Right.
This is dumb. I might as well fucking make jokes about that girl's developed fucking giant tits, even though we're fucking teenagers, and sing about her beautiful fucking giant titties.
There's always one girl like that.
It's like, Jesus, man, I'm in church. I'm singing songs about big titties in church and get kicked out of fucking a church. What a shame. So here's the thing. They are the agents of consensus. So whatever the agents of consensus say, now they tell you what to be angry about, and for how long you should be angry, and then they'll give you another topic to be angry about, and then for how long you should be angry about that. That's just how it goes. Have we talked about counter space before?
No. What is that?
Oh, well, you have space. You have space time.
Yeah.
I'd rather just talk about space. Leave space time on the side. I'm not even going to talk about time space. So we'll leave space time and time space on the side, and we'll just talk about space and counter space. Counter space. Space is, well, technically, space is what we are speaking from right now. Your space is talking from my space, and I'm talking from my space, and you're talking. See my space.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
MySpace. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm talking from my space, and you're talking from your place. Your my space. Your place. Your space. I mean, see? So my space and your space are communicating, and then they got their space.
Yeah.
So we got all of our reality tunnels making a space. Now, space technically is everywhere, and that's what I'm describing. But most people, when they think of space, they think of outer space. Outer space.
Right.
Now, I've never been to outer space, and I've never seen video footage of outer space ever in my life. The only footage I've ever seen is they tell me that it's the ISS is going around the Earth, but I noticed that it's a cartoon and it's not real. And so they can't show me that or anything, and they can't show me any galaxies. So that's a fake space. So that's the outer space that all these heliocentrists, globalists believe in, that we're all mixed up in, the space. They want your space. They want your space. They want your space. They want your mind space. They want your space. And they charge you money for your space, whether it's land or learning at a school, or whether it's buying simple products. They want your money space. That's a part of your space. And so, but then if I was cooking food, I would be cutting my food on the counter, right? The counter, right?
Yeah.
So I'm cutting my food. So I'm in a place cutting my food in a space on the counter space. Right?
Okay.
So I'm on a place in my place cutting food, vegetables in my counter place on my counter
space. Yeah.
And so I'm in my space and at counter space at the same time, right?
Right.
Now, most people have never heard of counter space, but now you know what counter space is, because it's two things. Counter space is literally cutting vegetables on a counter space, but it's also holographically, non-existently, imaginatively, you're there in counter space, right?
Right.
So you're in counter space now, right?
Right.
God damn it. God damn it. Is there one viewer now? Oh, no, it's back up to 15. They like this combo. Interesting. Now, I never had. Now, here's the thing about me. You can learn my personality more. I never had a MySpace account. And I joined Facebook because I decided to drive across the United States to do stand-up comedy in Los Angeles. And I'm not good. I have to have a connection. I don't want to get caught and to be totally lost. Dude, I had to use a manual map guide to get across from the east to the west. I used a map.
Whoa, in the 21st century?
Yeah. Like that's the thing. Like it was 2009, and I had to use a triptych. 4,500 miles was my trip and it was like probably over 100 pages, and I didn't have the little GPS. Actually, that's the thing. I could have picked it up in North Carolina, but I accidentally left it there. The map system that the voice that tells you where to go, but I left it. And he's like, dude, why are you using that fucking map? And I'm like, yeah, sometimes you gotta do shit differently. And yeah, man, this shit, dude. You just drive for thousands of miles, and it's the same from the east. That's why it's called sea level. You go from one side to the next. It's fucking level. It's every. That's what the world is based on. Level, like, it's so fucked up, dude.
Yeah, man. There's a book that I've been reading for over 10 years. It's called A Thousand Plateaus.
Wow.
It's a philosophy book by Gilles Deleuze. You've seen me mention him a lot, but it's a good metaphor. He uses plateau in a broader sense, a metaphor. He says thinking happens on planes. There's a plane of thought, a plane of
They always say that. That's the most highest intellectual. When people, scholars, teachers, when anyone starts, they use plane,
plane.
emotional plane of existence, the
Yeah,
astral plane, the
yeah, yeah,
physical plane. So
yeah.
they when you really want to start talking intelligently, they use the word plane. But I find that very interesting.
Right.
It's because even the globalists, though. That's what I mean, though. Not the flat earthers, like the most highest caliber globalists. They use the word plane. I find that so interesting. Like bioplane, for instance. Like, we're living on a. I don't know who came up with that, but I know I didn't come out with bioplane, but I've had it written down for over 5 years, and I've been so I don't know who came up with the bioplane before me, but somebody probably did. So it's like, just, it's very easy to, and it's like, it's so interesting how you have, dude, since you and I have been going at it since 2015, 16, and I know we both been at it before then, but I'm
You were
just,
one of the first people I found after learning about flat Earth in October 2015.
uh, dude, there's so many more PhD flat earthers that have come out, and there's so many more books since Thomas Friedman's "The World Is Flat" book and his sequel,
Right.
"The Hot Flat Earth" or something like that, or "The Hot Ugly Flat Earth." He had a sequel to that book, and not many
Right.
people know about. But and he had his lecture at Harvard or Yale, and now it's being reemerged, and all the flat earthers are talking about it again. I have a million different copies of that book. What's up, Physics Rules Forever? You have no picture, so I assume you have 0 subscribers and you're a globe earther. Physics. You have globe earth physics, but uh, you know, kudos to you, brother. Dan W, what's up? Thirst for Truth, plain and simple. Sean, yeah. So yeah. It's like, wow, I could tell. Dude, ew, it's so disgusting to see. You just type in girls' names and fucking, and their fucking, all their history comes up. It's like, oh my god, dude. I'm like, look what they've been involved in. Like, holy, like, type my name up. I've been involved in very good things. Like, you don't fucking, ugh, gross, dude. I'm all for prostitution being legal, but fuck, dude, that lifestyle, man. Ugh, I don't know, man. I can't. I'm not, dude. I'm not a white fucking. They're just like a group of white people that just want to. I'm just a big. I want to have a big Burning Man festival and have a. We'll all take LSD and mushrooms and fucking bang each other and listen to music, and it's like, dude. Oh.
Yeah, they're like the most indoctrinated. I've heard England described as the land of people that are the most indoctrinated. They have like the most hopeless situation of where they can't see reality, and I guess it's
Wow.
just because
Yeah,
they've been layered upon layer,
yeah, they're like 20 years behind us, man.
And it's like the
Yeah.
rest of the world, they can see the Western modern education system and media system for what it is. But I guess if you've been born in it and raised in it, it's like you really have to fight harder than people in other parts of the world to see through the bullshit.
They just can't tell. They can't.
Other parts of the world, they see it for what it is. They see the BS.
Dude, those tribes, those indigenous tribes who have never had contact with humanity are more advanced than us. Honestly, it's like they got their dicks inverted. And inside out. Their dicks.
Right. Right. That's extreme.
Dude, what is going on there? What is going on there? I'm gonna go into there. They're gonna accept me. Yo, all you gotta do is you gotta wear a harness and you gotta strip your dick inside out into 4 fucking banana peels.
Yeah, then you can be part of us.
And I'm like, wait, huh? I'm like, can't we just like do that? Can't I just not peel my dick into a fucking banana peel? Like, what the fuck? Dude, what the fuck, man? Now here's the thing. I've been into arguments. I've talked to people in California, in front of my friends who are like, dude, like, can you like be nice on this guy? I'm like, yeah, dude, what the fuck, dude? You don't have to tell me how to be. And I'm like, he's like, I'm like, dude, do you think you're more intelligent than animals? And he's like, yeah, dude. I'm like, so you think that you're more intelligent than ants and worms and birds? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, so do you think that the Earth has intelligence? And he's like, what? Like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm like, does the Earth have intelligence? He's like, I don't know, dude. Like, fucking. He's like, he's like, what I'm saying is that my life is more important than a fucking worm or a fucking bird. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. That's what I was basically, yeah. Thank you. You answered. So my buddy who's listening to me and him talking, he suddenly comes in and he's like, dude, like, don't get like so upset talking to the guy who's getting upset that I'm questioning his comparing his intelligence to the Earth's intelligence. And I'm like, I go, dude, dude, there's a bee there. You know a beehive, right? And I go, if there's a beehive and you disrupt it, what will the beehive do? And he's like, well, they're gonna attack whoever did that. I'm like, yeah. I go, that's a display of extreme intelligence, right? He's like, yeah. I go, what made the beehive? And he's like, well, I mean, the Earth, you know, like nature. And I'm like, yeah. I go, so if that is a product of nature and the Earth, how much more intelligent do you think that the whole entire bioplane, that entire thing, that intelligence system is compared to the thing that created it, that you're talking about? A bee system that defends itself automatically against a stupid thing throwing tennis balls and knives at the fucking bee system. If that is the automatic intelligence built into a beehive, what do you think the Earth? What, dude? That shit that's making me angry.
Yeah, plants on their own create all kinds of minerals and products that we end up using. Like, plants alone make everything that we use. We're just using what plants have done for us.
Dude, Matrix is, fuck Matrix. That's a fucking, now here's the thing. I gotta make a video about the Wachowski sisters.
Okay.
You know that, right?
Oh yeah, they transitioned, both of them.
Dude, it's a Matrix world, bro. Upside down. So now the Wachowski brothers who made the Matrix, it wouldn't even be the same. Now here's the thing. The Wachowski brothers made 1, 2, 3 of the Matrix. It wouldn't be, now if the Wachowskis made the Matrix 4 or 5, which I think they're going to do, which I predicted over 10 years ago, it's going to be a 5-part series, like I said 10 years ago. It's going to be the Wachowski sisters in the second half.
Yeah. Well, man, hey, what you just described about the intelligence of the Earth, Antonio Subarats mentions that in his book. He sort of speculates that maybe this intelligent consciousness has always existed, and it's been the Earth, forever, for eternity, right? And there's not this like God that created everything like you want to think. It's more this intelligence that has an eternal existence, and then eventually it can make stuff like what we see.
Yo, physics rules forever. What's up, Joe? You got anything to say or anything to bring to the table? I'd like to see what you got. What do you got? Let's see here. Yeah, Ellie and I are just fucking riffing we can do this forever. I've literally listed 36 news reports so far, and they link from 2 months ago to this month, and I predicted shit in this live feed live. What I said would happen came true, and it was reported in the news reports that Oregon bioprinting. That's good stuff there, yeah. Good stuff there. Oh, if only you didn't have to harvest organs and you can
right.
just,
okay, we need to stop harvesting organs from slaves. That'd be nice.
Dude. I got PTSD from that shit, dude. Running from wait, what?
Could you imagine waking up and there's a scar on your abdomen? Someone took your organ from you?
Dude, read this. You see that?
Yeah. As a passive effect.
They can run and they ran so fast they flew.
So they had the wings on their backs, but they were still ground animals. But then, you know what? We have these wings on our back. Maybe if we just flap them hard enough, we can become flying animals.
Yeah, dude, they just flew around. You know, they're glided. They glided. They glid. Ooh, pinpointing Gaia to map the Milky Way. Now, dude, Elliot, have you ever seen any galaxies, personally?
Not me.
Have you ever seen any space anomalies that would make you believe that you've seen a galaxy?
Not me. I've seen lots of stars.
All right, now here's the thing.
I've seen the Milky Way.
When I was in New Mexico recently, I looked for nearly a week. I was staring up at the sky, and I was like, "What the fuck is that thing? That's fucking weird. Something up there." And it's like the entire sky. And about the 5th day rolled around that I'm staring at the fucking sky. Like, I'm not kidding around. 5 days I'm staring at the sky. And I'm like, what the fuck is this giant thing? And I'm like, I thought it was clouds for the first 3 to 5 days. But it was a cloud system. Dude, it was the rift, the photo, the famous photo of the sky being of the rift, the Great Rift.
Yeah, the Great Rift. Yeah, they called that the Milky Way for some reason.
Yeah, I seen it with my own eyes.
I saw it in the Mojave Desert. When I went to the Mojave, it was the best I'd seen. It was the clearest, darkest place.
So it's a fucking giant fucking tear from one end of the sky to the other. Okay, and it's a fucking straight line, folks.
You're right, and there's thousands more, millions of more stars, billions of more stars than the rest of the sky.
It's all cloudy colors and fucking. What the fuck are you gonna make of that? Guess what they made of it? Stories and animations, movies, like they admitted, like I showed you. Maps.
Yeah, they say it's a flat galaxy. We're looking through the flat part of the galaxy.
Fuck out of here.
That's what they say, right? They say the space is flat. They say galaxies are flat.
That was one of my first videos in 2015. Was the universe is flat and the science 99% of the world is in on it. And I specifically did that to like because they're like, you're telling me that everyone is in is in on this. I'm like, dude, Jesus fucking Christ. So look at this shit. So now where are we at here? So we're at about 20 days ago. 20. Here you go. Water found in samples from asteroid. See? Potato.
It is a potato.
Cosmochemists have made their first ever.
There again.
How many? Is this like 6 to 7 times now we heard first ever? So, cosmochemists made their first ever measurements of water contained in samples from the surface of an asteroid. Yes! First ever! Water on a potato, CGI. Yes! Oh, who's that? Who's that? Human. You alright? What is that?
Trouts.
Trouts?
Listen, have a good evening. Stay warm, stay dry, and I'll talk to you later.
So it's here. Human influence on global droughts goes back 100 years. NASA study. So it only goes back 100 years, you know, according to a new study. According to a new study here, folks.
They really want to guilt everyone into this.
Now, according to now, Elliot, according to a new study, a new study suggests that according to a new study, a new study suggests. According to a new study suggests that according to a new study is
shouldn't science be repeating more things, like repeating a bunch of experiments, not just doing new things?
But according to a new study suggests a new study. Oh, a comprehensive map. Now it's interesting we have a comprehensive map how Alzheimer's affects the brain, but we don't have a comprehensive map of the universe or the physical structure terrain that we seem to all live on. I just can't. Narwhals have endured 1 million years of low genetic diversity. These damn narwhals.
Yeah, with the horns on them.
Got these narwhals diversities. They haven't been able to fuck people properly. Ooh, flowering plants, new teeth, and no dinosaurs. New study. I fucking hate new studies. New study. Hey, new study. Oh, look at this dildo in the sky. Oh my fucking Christ. Ooh. Aluminum. Provided aluminum manufacturer. Faulty aluminum. You're flying through space. You're losing tinfoil, you idiot. Unbelievable. How does the International Space Station not get penetrated by microasteroids? And they say it does, but it's no big deal. How is that not a big deal?
By now, you'd think it'd be riddled with holes. I think there'd be holes all over it.
You want to know what a new study suggests? Unfucking believable. I'm going to make a video about a new study suggests. A new study suggests that a new study. What was it? I forgot now. I forgot what I just fucking said before. A new study suggests that a new fucking study. What was it? Unbelievable. A new study suggests that a new study suggests. Let me guess. 5 viewers? Oh, 8. Oh yeah, first time. First of its time. New study suggests. Unbelievable. I gotta smoke more. Let's see here. Now I've read a lot of this. This is good here. I'm back. Oh, yes. So I'm in the forest here. All right, cool. Oh, ice feature on Saturn's giant moon, Titan. Ooh, Titan. You mean as in a giant? Ooh, Saturn's giant moon. Well, Saturn has moons, so that means that it is a ball, right? Could you show me those moons going from one end and then around the fucking thing? Saturn. Show me Saturn's moons going around it in a spherical, elliptical orbit, correct? That's what you need to show me, right? Fuck? Why a dying star's ashes? Wait, what a dying star's ashes tells us about the birth of our solar system? Were you telling me researchers discovered a dust grain forged in a stellar explosion before our solar system was born? Wait. You discovered a dust grain forged in a solar explosion. But you can't tell me when Jesus Christ was when he
they work up the most minuscule of discover. They want to call these discoveries. Like it's like they've actually discovered something.
Red's rhetoric's like, yo, anytime I go to what was it? It's Red's rhetoric and somebody else's non sequitur. Anytime I go into non sequitur, Red's rhetoric, all of his guests and viewers are scared of me and hate me, and they're like, I'll comment for like a minute or two, and then I'll get banned. I'll get timed out, and it's like they're like, it's this guy again. It's like, yeah, but like you guys can never debunk me, and you're all scared of me, and it's like it's so amazing. Like, why don't you come on? I'm like, I have before, and you don't even understand the difference.
It doesn't make a difference to those people. You could go on and tell them all the answers you can give them. They still won't benefit from it.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird. But I bet you, dude, those like Red's rhetoric and non sequitur, I guarantee they watch these types of shows and they're like, man, I'm definitely going to be talking about this dust grain that was forged in a stellar explosion before the solar system was born tomorrow.
Right.
Oh man, it's so good.
You know, I'm on this forum for Texas A&M students and former students. And I'm like, it's 1 on 8. I have 8 people lobbing questions at me while I'm patiently working my way through some of them. I don't want to answer all 8 people's questions at once. But it's crazy how it's 8 on 1, and they still expect you to. They don't just expect it, they demand it. How dare you don't answer my questions?
It's ridiculous. No, yeah, don't worry about that shit. That's insanity. Actually, here's the thing. Let's completely override that. Now, have you ever experienced people that tell you not to lower your energy? They go, could you lower your energy? Could you bring that down, please? And it's like, now. Have you ever experienced that before?
No, I can't say I have.
Oh my gosh, dude! I'm like, what do you mean? Like by lowering my energy? Like they want you to.
Well, you know what? I think when I was doing street activism,
you know the definition of delude.
Delude, yeah.
Yeah, I mean
dilute.
Yeah. So it's like watered down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they want a watered down version of yourself. Yeah.
That's right, man. I'm talking to these guys.
For me, because I don't want to hear like you're too real, too smart. And if we got into that, I would have a breakdown that would force me to change the relationship that I have with my wife and my family, And so could you please water yourself down, delude yourself so we can have a real relationship? A really fake relationship, please?
It's funny. It's funny how they demand stuff from you. It's like, I demand you do this. It's like, hey man, you don't have any power over me. You can't demand me to do something. But they expect it. Somehow they expect you to do what they want.
Could you lower your... The Earth doesn't have intelligence, and could you please keep your energy down? Counter space versus counter space. Sexuality or sexual spirituality. Sexual spirituality, I call it. I call it people like Hori Sheet, who were like, remember I was doing tarot card readings for a while.
Yep.
But like I did it because I'm trying to help people's like life and random present things that are going on, and even relationship sometimes. And now then all of a sudden people like Harry Sheet, and he's like, oh, I shoot orgasms out of my elbow, and I can. It's like, wait, what? I'm like,
talk about fall from grace.
Dude, I'm confused. Like, yeah, well, it's okay. Well, like, you don't. I seen the Earth is a globe because I was astral dreaming in the astral realm.
That guy really devolved like that. He started off just plain neutral, and somehow he went way off the mark.
That's what happens.
He seems so right, just like a normal, natural, like authentic person, and then he ends up losing all of his followers.
Well, that's because he's interested in getting his load off instead of taking care of his children that he has in multiple states.
Man, it's been funny. It's been funny to see how these different flat Earth people have followers. They're doing okay, and then they just lose all of them for these weird reasons.
What a shame. What a shame. Yeah, I mean, I can keep reading some news here. I wish. Oh yeah. That's a new one. They researchers discovered a dust grain forged in a solar explosion before the solar system was even born. I mean, that is incredible.
Wow, what an amazing discovery!
Honestly, like that. If this were true, that would be that would honestly be the greatest thing that ever happened. But it's not. So it's just a ridiculous lie. So it's just it's so very weird. Very, literally satanic. And speaking of, ooh, what's this? Yeah. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, look at that. Yeah. Ooh, 2029.
Apophis.
Yeah, look at all these other things.
They love naming this stuff after old gods and goddesses.
Yeah, weird. Look at these idiots locked up in fucking virtual land. Oh, Science Festival. Oh. Ooh, radioactive decay. Neutrinos? Barium? Illumination. Single atom illumination strategy called barium tagging. Sis, son. Their achievement is the first known. You mean a new study? Is that a new study of a first known imaging? A first known imaging of single atoms in solid noble gas? I thought you guys already had that shit down. Fuck. Wait, never seen before? I thought it existed. Look at this thing. Headed soon to the space station. Orbiting Carbon Observatory. Oh no. Will observe near global measurements of carbon dioxide over land and sea. Look at this. Floating tampon. God damn
Yeah,
it.
that's never going to space.
They still use this fucking tinfoil. They haven't changed it in 70 years.
Right? That would be ripped apart so easily.
Unbelievable. Look at all that shit on the outside. Look at it. It looks like a fucking. Look at this thing. Looks like a fucking duct. Made a fucking It looks like made of a butterfly net. Oh my god! Looks like garbage. Oh, concentrated sunlight. You telling me you're just thinking of this, guys? Concentrated sunlight. Oh my. Spinning black hole sprays light speed plasma clouds into space. 8,000 light years from Earth. Oh my god. The timescales are incredible. Nanocapsules. Oh. So, wow. We did a good job, man. We covered a lot of ground here. I mean, this is first time here.
A lot of first this episode.
First time here studies.
Yeah.
33-year-old study here. And of course, there's increasing ocean winds and wavelengths and heights. 33 study, guys. Guys, the tides are getting bigger because the 33-year-old study. There's no Masonic gematria here, guys. Guys, the 33 is just. It's because I'm 33. No, I'm not. Oh wait, it's 555 right now, guys. Guys, it's 555. Law of fives. Space problem. Hail Harris. So, lab and a chip. Bridge over a couple. Scientists 3D print all liquid lab in a chip on a chip. Lab on a chip. Click of the button. Ooh. Interesting. Screening drug candidates?
I'm sure that'll have a net benefit on society.
What drugs are you on, sir? Let me see your biocomputer to see what drugs you are on or have been on. Wow, that's pretty cool. Sick bastards. Oh, look at potato here. Oh.
Math Powerline had a good statement the other day. He was like, you know what? We need to do like the Amish and just call it at a certain level. Just say, look, we've got all the technology we need. We don't need you to reinvent or invent more things. We've got it. We don't need new whatever they're going to come up with.
But did you know this? The giant galaxy around the giant black hole.
That's not even real. I mean, come on, guys, give us.
But did you know about the shockwaves in space created by a super massive black hole that recently had its first close-ups are now visible in this image from NASA's Spitzer Space Telescope. Beep, 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 beep.
Oh, wow, the shockwaves.
Look at that. See, you know it's real because they went to this obscure cartoon and then they zoomed up on.
Yeah, that's right. That's a zoomed in image.
Now, if you zoom up on this, I'm not kidding around. This is literal. If you zoom up on this obscure cartoon, zoomed up on from this, it reveals the black hole. Right. And then the black hole, J.R. Bob Dobbs is inside of it. You can tell.
Praise Bob.
Wow. Unbelievable. Chimera. We're living in Chimera Earth. Baphomet, androgynous Earth. Shape-shifting Earth. Shape-shifting galaxy universe.
And if you try and tell any regular pink person about it, they come at you with all these demands like you aren't doing it right. You can't tell me that unless you do all this. They want so much from you. They demand all these things. And all we're here to do is just, hey, we're just here to provoke you into reality. We don't want to.
I'm showing you what they're showing me. Look at this. You're telling me, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, dude, I'm showing you what they're doing. You don't need, what are you doing? You don't know what they're doing. You get your news from me. Like, dude, you're half of the people. Dude, the thing about my Facebook, I have barely I don't even have 2,000 friends on my, and you have a 5,000 limit. Half of the people on my friends list are shit. They get their news from me. Hey, dude, did you see that yeah, I posted it, you idiot. I get that a million times a day. Did you see that? Yeah, you got it from me. You get your news from me, globalist. So these idiot globalists wouldn't even, like, if I just suddenly quit Facebook, they'd be like, man, they honestly be like, man, dude, like, I don't get like that good of a news source like that I had before. I'm not like, honestly, like, fuck, dude, like, I could have swore there was like something's missing, dude. Like, something. I could have swore there was like I had some better news before. Now I'm just getting more of the kitten videos and fucking space balls and shit. It's like, now, did you see this?
Oh wow.
It's the universe expanding 9% faster.
Yeah, the balloon universe.
It's based on the trajectory seen shortly after the Big Bang.
Mm.
But I gotta let you see their cartoon. You see how that area right there comes from that area again.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. The really real part, the super really real part comes from the cartoon inside of it. You just got to zoom up and in on the cartoon to make it real. Just zoom up on the cartoon, and it gets realer. Oh, it's amazing. Engineers make injectable tissues a reality. Injectable tissues. Encapsulating cells. An army of micro robots. Oh, never mind. That has nothing. Yeah. You remember Upgrade when he sneezes and it kills the guy?
Right. Yeah.
He just goes. He's like, all of a sudden, the guy's like, he's like, yeah, you're experiencing nano machines eating your brain live right now. Oh, and you're done. Oh, powerhouses without DNA. Wow, what a great job these robots have done. Thanks, guys. We've learned so much. I know there's only I know there's only a few people watching here, probably like 6 people watching here. Oh. Ooh, resupply. Ooh. April 30th. No, it's already over. We're already on May 20th. So I'm going to zoom up on here. Go to. So we're at. Yep. That's an important one. This is a very important one here. Yes. NASA awards $106 million to small businesses for technology development. Ooh. Oh, that's a nice cartoon.
That's a good way to buy people off.
Beautiful cartoon picture there.
Yeah. Those people definitely won't challenge any of that stuff. If you're getting paid millions of dollars.
There it is. I've been talking about the drones for so long. But Dan, why do they have drones, Dan? Because if you have a man or a woman inside the aircraft, they die and they can't control it. They need to be refueled with food and sleep. So when they have drones, that means they can fly from north to south because they can't do it, can they? They've never been able to go from north to south, but with drones, they might be able to, right?
Okay, so you're predicting a circumnavigation?
Oh, yeah. With the drones, though, because you can refuel with the air, and you can go over as long as you. Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, that would be the proof everyone wants, right? Just circumnavigate over the South Pole.
And then, yeah. Actually, I'm gonna take a piss real quick, and
Do you want to end it here?
are you good?
Yeah, we're good. We
All right.
can do another couple hours in a few days, or if you want, just hit me up
I'm
sometime.
gonna refuel with some food and take care of my doggies.
Okay, man. I'll take off right now, but we can connect back up later on.
All right, cool. Yeah, thanks for hopping on, man.
Hey, man. Thanks for sharing all the news.
And I didn't even update on the week before, but yeah, I'll do that I'll get there soon. And yeah, I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna close this down now, so before they snipe me.
Yeah,
And,
I'll be in the authentic intent stream
okay.
later on today. It's in a few hours, but I'll talk to you later.
All right, later, bros.